Welcome to The Silver Lining with your host, Randy Silver. We have breaking news for you. It's official! Francis Ngannou is facing off against Anthony Joshua in a 10-round boxing match, March 9th, 2024, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We have the full breakdown for you. How did we get here? How did an MMA fighter fight a former world champion of the world in boxing in Tyson Fury? And now he's fighting another former world champion boxer world in Anthony Joshua. Let's dive into it for you. Yes, it's an iconic photo. But let's go ahead and show you the actual video of it because an MMA fighter, not a boxer, as people like to say, knocked out the Gypsy King, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. Francis boxed Tyson. Francis, we know the story, we've covered here many times, came from UFC and MMA. His dream always was to be a boxer, left the UFC in his first professional boxing fight against Tyson Fury. How did he do in that fight? He lost. But as we know, seemed like a win, seemed like he did more overall. Tyson won by outboxing him, but when we look at the judges' scorecards, one card, 96-93 Tyson, 94-95 Ngganou, and then 95-94 Tyson. So, really close fight. One round, another way. Could have gone Francis with the win and made Fury have his first loss ever. The Gypsy King off his throne. But that did not happen. However, Francis did an amazing job and proved he deserved to be in the boxing epsilon. People even said he should be a top 10 boxer. So, who's next out there for him? Well, you have these people from the Day of Reckoning. But before we get there, let's show you a video about how we knew this was actually happening. The MMA reporter, wrestling reporter, boxing reporter, Ariel Helwani broke the news. Let's show it.
All right, massive breaking news on this Friday evening from the world of combat sports. I have confirmed via Mr. Turki Al-Sheikh that it is a done deal. It is going down. Francis Ngannou, Le Predateur, the former UFC heavyweight champion, is returning to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Of course, just a few months removed from his incredible performance against Tyson Fury after an unbelievable year where he leaves the UFC, he signs with PFL, and then he gets the big Tyson fight and shocks everyone. He is returning to action in a boxing match later on this year to go up against the former heavyweight champion, the man who had an incredible 2023 in his own right, the man who just won at Day of Reckoning on December 23rd in Riyadh, the one and only AJ Anthony Joshua. It is a done deal on both ends. Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, 10-round fight later on this year in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I've confirmed this via Mr. Turki Al-Sheikh and my own sources. And there is going to be a press conference, I'm told, later on this month in London to officially announce the date. But it is going down. It is done. Francis versus AJ. The Francis boxing journey continues. And now he goes up against the former heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, who just beat Otto Wallin. Tremendous stuff. More to come. Stay tuned.
The Day of Reckoning was set up for Anthony Joshua to win his fight and Deontay Wilder to win his fight. The two massive heavyweights would get a chance to fight in 2024, first time ever. They've talked the talk, they've danced around each other, never fought. This would have been epic, but hey, wasn't how it ended up turning out. That's because Joshua Parker had other ideas. Into this fight, Wilder, I got notes right here to make sure I can say it. Wilder came in 43 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie, 42 KOs. Woo-hoo! Joseph Parker, 33 wins, 3 losses, 23 KOs. At one time, Wilder was the WBC champ from 15 to 20. Parker was the WBO champ from 16 to 18. Parker lost his title to Joshua. He lost 2 more fights after that. Then is on a 2-fight winning streak coming in this fight with 2 KOs. With Wilder, we know he lost to Tyson in the trilogy fights. He then KO'd Robert Helwani October 2022 to get to this fight. How did this fight turn out? Well, we know how it turned out. Parker won. In that 8th round, he almost got the decision win. He almost got the ref stoppage by Wilder. He was really throwing it. Wilder looked a little bit slower. Age may caught up to him. Ring rust, everything between. He did not win the fight at all. Actually, when we look at the scorecards, do I have it? On the scorecards, Parker won 118-110, 118-111, and 120-108. 120-108 in the 12-round fight means Parker won every round on one judge's scorecard. Whew. So that was the co-main event. We all knew that, hey, this Wilder versus Joshua fight is not going to happen now because Wilder lost. Unless they both lost, then maybe. But Joshua was not going to let that happen. Coming in this fight, Joshua is 26-3 with 23 KOs. His opponent, Oda Wallen, 26-1, 14 KOs, His only loss was against Tyson Fury in 2019. Joshua, a former WBO, IBF, WBA heavyweight champion, and he lost his title to Ruiz, was able to win those titles back, and then lost to Usyk, who will now be facing Fury coming up. Joshua won the fight pretty handily, dominated all 5 rounds. Corner stopped the fight after the 5th round. Good stoppage here. This was not, unfortunately, Wallen's day. Joshua looked good, quick, fast, good punches. Get that confidence back. When we look at his actual record, Joshua's overall record now is 26 and it would be 27-3 with 23 KOs. With that win, that takes us to Joshua. As I just said, look at Joshua's record in boxing. Stupendous. Amazing. 2 losses. Usyk, who is favored by some to be the pound-for-pound king. Ruiz, which was a shocking upset, one of the biggest upsets of this century, but he got that back. The question is he able to fight a Fury, a Wilder? Well, Wilder's not in his pace anymore. So why does Francis make sense? It's a good question. We have his MMA history here. Again, a bunch of W's. Had a little bit of a dip when he lost to Stipe for the title. That next fight against Lewis was a snooze fest. It was terrible. It was slow. Nobody punched. And then Francis got his mojo back. So the question is the Cameroonian ready to fight Joshua? If you look at that fight with Fury, you would say he did. He boxed well. He switched stances. He wasn't just trying to hold him up the whole time. He got the knockdown on Fury too, which does not happen much. When we look at the tail of tape, this was from 2-3 years ago, so the records are wrong a little bit, but really let's just focus on the height. Joshua is 2 inches taller, but Ngganou has a 1-inch reach advantage. So pretty much a 0-0 there. Both are orthodox, but as we saw, Francis went a little bit southpaw in the other fight. When we look at the weight, 100 stone, so again, the Sons of British Tabloid type of stuff. So it's basically like 240 to 240-ish around there. In English versus Cameroonian. That's your official breakdown. So again, very early. This was announced just hours ago, so I wanted to make sure we get out here, give you guys an update on how we got to this point where an MMA guy in PFL and UFC. No, he's a fighter. He's a champion. He's a physical specimen going up against another physical specimen, Anthony Joshua. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a fun fight, fans. Woo! And we'll have everything for you right here on The Silver Lining with your boy, Randy Silver. So thank you for watching this. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this. I have other video breakdowns on football, American football, European football, boxing, MMA, basketball, and just being a sports reporter. So I'm here for you. Any questions, comments, put them down in the chat. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned. We'll have more updates when they come through.